Production for Panther Sports Talk is brought to you in part by the following supporters of WEIU.
Welcome to the season finale of Panther Sports Talk. I'm Brad Kupiak. Today's show will recap the 2014 EIU football season, and we will include a season highlight reel as well as player features that have previously aired on this season of Panther Sports Talk. The 2014 season started off with a hard schedule and some bad luck for EIU as the Panthers lost 5 of their first 6 games, including facing FBS opponents Minnesota and Ohio, but the Panthers rebounded well with 4 straight conference wins to set up a showdown for the conference title with undefeated Jacksonville State. EIU dropped that one in Jacksonville, Alabama, 27-20, and they fell 37-16 to close out the season at home to UT Martin. The Panthers had several bright spots on the season, including senior wide receiver Adam Drake, who had 93 catches for 1,321 yards and 12 touchdowns. Delivering him the ball was Jalen Whitlow, the Kentucky transfer, who ended up with over 2,000 yards passing and 15 touchdowns. Whitlow will be one of 16 starters returning to next year's team, along with freshman kicker and punter Nick Bruno. Bruno connected on 14 of 16 field goals and 44 out of 45 extra points, along with averaging over 34 yards per punt. Defensively, top performers included junior linebacker Kamu Grugier-Hill, who led the team with 97 total tackles and 3 interceptions, and junior defensive tackle Dino Fonte, who notched 15.5 tackles for loss. Coming up on Panther Sports Talk, we'll show you the 2014 season highlight reel, followed by features on Jalen Whitlow, Adam Gristick and Robert Haynes, and Adam Drake. But first, let's take a look at which Panthers were selected to All-OVC teams, which were announced on Tuesday of this week. Thanks for watching another season of Panther Sports Talk on WEIU.
Off the cop, hit hard and dropped behind the line. Robert Haynes came bursting through the right side of the Minnesota offensive line, and he rocked Cobb's world. Could be the last play. He's going to fire it high and deep into the end zone for Adam Drake, and he got it. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois.
Going back to pass in the end zone, throwing it deep up the left sideline, and it is intercepted. Anthony Standifer, the transfer from Ole Miss, with a leaping interception, and the Panthers have it back. They hand it to him, no they don't, and they sack Ionati. He faked the handoff to Willis, and by that time Robert Haynes was right in his lap. Manley's back, looking to the right, now he's going to run with it. Gets out of the pocket to the left at the 5, he'll go over. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois.
There's the snap, he's back to pass, pressure through the middle, throws, it's intercepted. This is Kamu Grugier-Hill at the 40, at the 30, down the near sideline at the 20. Fake handoff, Whitlow on the keeper, cuts inside 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Whitlow. He turned on a burst.
A lot of time, throws it right flat, hits Duncan at the 5, get the first down, goes for the goal line. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois, on a great stretch by Duncan as he reached the right hand and the football out over the goal line when he was going down. Steps up, getting it deep, down the hash mark right for Drake. He's got it at the 25. Panthers with a rush, and they block it inside the 10, inside the 5, and it's a touchdown for Eastern Illinois. Antoine Johnson.
He's left, takes the short pass, now throws it to the left sideline. Intercepted by Eastern at the 50 by Bradley Dewberry. Takes the snap, he's back, he's going to throw it up the left sideline, overshows his receiver, intercepted! Anthony Standifer with his second interception of the year. He's going to be rolling out to his right, pressure, throws over the middle, intercepted by Wycliffe at the 50-yard line to the 45, and he's brought down at the EKU 40. Fake handoff, Jalen on the keeper at the 10, cuts inside at the 5, he goes over! Touchdown, Eastern Illinois! Fake handoff, he's back, being pressured, being sacked, Kamu Grugier-Hill's got him at the 32. Here's the play of the game, Whitlow back to pass, looking, throwing into the end zone, touchdown! Adam Drake rolling right, throwing it out on the right side, hits Drake wide open to the 35, 30, 20. Adam Drake down the sideline. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois. Hands it to Jackson on a busted play. He tries to get away, and Kamu Grugier-Hill knocked it loose. Eastern's got it. Grugier-Hill forced the fumble. Deontay Jackson has the recovery. Good snap, kicks up. Kick is hooking, and it is good. Nick Bruno with his 9th good field goal of the year. Jack, that was the longest of his career, a 44-yarder. Panthers blitz him. He's going to throw it left sideline. A jump ball. Who's got it? Eastern's got it. Are they inbounds? They are. A tremendous interception on the near sideline by Anthony Standifer. Looking left. Going to throw it up the left sideline. Intercepted. Jordan Wicklow's got it at the 48 of SEMO. Here's the snap. Snyder back over the middle. Knocked into the air. Intercepted. Goodman at the 40. Picking up blockers 30. Anthony Goodman at the 20. Tripped up at the 15. Looking, throwing it over the middle. Intercepted. Wycliffe again at the 45-40. Down the sideline 30 and pushed out of bounds at the SEMO 25. Watch out, he's gone. Lira at the 40. Jimmy at the 50. Jimmy Lira 40 at the 30, at the 20. He'll win the foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois. A 96-yard scoring play for Jimmy Lira. Handoff straight ahead. Smith stepped out of one tackle, but is still hit for a loss back at the 26-yard line. Dino Fonte was there. Whitlow back to pass, throwing it deep, right side for Drake. He got it, and a touchdown for Eastern Illinois. He'll give it to Hopkins, right side, and he pushed back. He didn't make it. Eastern has stopped him. Dino Fonte had him around the legs. Back, quick pass on the right, intercepted, maybe a touchdown. Goodman at the 20, at the 10. Anthony Goodman for the touchdown. And there's a huge play in this game. Handoff, Whitlow on the keep, around the right side, 35, breaks open 40, Jalen at the 50, in a foot race at the 40, he may go, Whitlow at the 20, at the 10, he's in, touchdown, Eastern Illinois. Third down, 3 to go, 2 running backs, Whitlow, handoff, right side, Little, pop through a hole, got room to motor, 40, 35, 30, he's gone, Shepard Little for his first touchdown of the season. Fake handoff, back to pass. Gonna throw it deep, right sideline, single coverage. Drake's got it, breaks away at the 50. Adam Drake will go all the way. It's a 90-yard touchdown pass. Here's Stone, will hand to Van Leer, sweeping left, behind the line, ball's loose. It's on the ground, and Panthers have recovered. Stone steps up, throws it back of the end zone, intercepted by Bruget Hill.
Third down and about 3, handoff up the middle, Little, good hole left side, bounced it out, room to motor at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, comes back at the 5, touchdown for Shepard Little. Whitlow back to pass, they're blitzing him, he steps up, throws it over the middle, wide open Drake at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Eastern Illinois. Second down, kind of a short 2, handoff Duncan, starts right, heads left, a lot of room, he's at the 35, first down 40, ran over a man, handoff to Duncan, heading left, across the 15, to the 10, cuts back at the 5, and he's over, touchdown Eastern Illinois. Whitlow back, some pressure up the middle, throwing it deep left corner for Drake. He's got it. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois. Humphreys back to pass, going to throw it into the end zone. Intercepted. Adam Gristick on the goal line.
Golden opportunity to tie the game. First down, handoff, Shepard Little, sweep, no, up the middle. Whitlow's got a hole. 10, 5, it's a touchdown. Jenkins back, looking left. Now rolling out to the right, being chased. Haynes got him and threw him down for a loss. Robert Haynes with the sack.
Handoff Shepard Little, sweeping right around the corner, a lot of room, he may go. He's at the 40, he's at the 50, Shepard at the 40, at the 30, in a foot race at the 20, at the 10, he goes over. Touchdown, Adam Drake.
To 6, Illinois State. Easton on the drive at the start of the third period. Fake handoff. Whitlow on the keeper. Cuts inside. 10, 5. Touchdown. Jalen Whitlow. He turned on a burst after he faked that handoff to Duncan and raced through the middle for the touchdown.
Eastern Illinois football has a brand new offense this year, and it's led by transfer quarterback Jalen Whitlow. Whitlow transferred to EIU this summer from the University of Kentucky, and he's been making the most of his opportunities ever since.
It's been, I guess, a bit of a journey, but I don't know. I mean, it's a long process, you know, getting transferred over and, learning new people, new things, new offense, getting in school over here, through the summer. But it's been going good though. It was fun. Camp was fun. It was long, hot, but it was fun too. We competed. I had to learn on the fly. But, it was a good experience.
It's always good to have competition. I think it makes guys better. And early in the season, we was just hoping, one of those two guys would take it and run away with it, and they really didn't do that. And then, we felt like with the players we had and stuff that Jalen gave us the best chance to win, and so we kind of went with him. We knew that we couldn't keep, switching back and forth.
One day, Coach Stevens just, he called me. You know, I didn't know who it was. I answered the phone. I was sitting in the living room in my apartment, and I answered the phone, and you know, he said he was from Eastern Illinois. I was coordinator. He left Southeastern Louisiana and all this stuff. You know, he was talking about, you know, how offense and, you know, what he had last year and, you know, what he's looking to do here. And, you know, ended up talking to him later on, I think that week or later on, a couple of days later. And we ended up setting up a visit. And, you know, I took my visit here and, you know, pretty good.
He had a lot of different options and stuff, so we had to recruit him hard. And we spent a lot of time trying to get him here and, you know, got him and his family up here on a visit and got him to come. So we were very excited to get him here.
When he first called me, he said Eastern Illinois. I was like, wait a minute. You know, I've been watching, you know, the stuff leading up to the draft. I was like, hold on now. They, you know, they just had a quarterback, you know, who's you know, getting drafted. So I, you know, as soon as I got off the phone with him, I sprinted to my room and, you know, did my research. But it was crazy. Like, 'cause the day I left Kentucky to take my visit, we were watching the draft, and we found out that he got drafted in the second round. And, you know, and that was crazy. You know, then we got here. You know, everybody was happy about it. You can tell. I mean, it was just, you know, it's a small community. So, you know, when a player here at a smaller school, you know, gets drafted so high, you know, it's definitely at the quarterback position. You know, it's big.
Here's the fake handoff to Duncan. Whitlow keeps up the middle, pops through at the 50, 45, 40, flips defenders at the 30, still going, 20, touchback down to the 15. Terrific run by Jalen Whitlow, and it'll be first down and deep in EKU territory.
What a dual threat that young man is.
Tennessee State may be offsides. Whitlow back to pass, going to deep, right side for Drake. He's got it, and a touchdown for Eastern Illinois.
He's like most quarterbacks, you know, they'd rather throw the football, and they probably wish he could throw it every snap. You know, and a lot of people think he's different than a lot of athletic quarterbacks in that, I think, you know, Jalen believes he's a passer more than a runner and stuff, and you know, he's like most quarterbacks. You know, they'd much rather throw a touchdown, I think, than run one.
I'm me. I mean, it's hard to, like, you know, throw out a name of somebody I'm like, but I feel like, I mean, of course I'm a dual threat guy, but you know, I'd rather throw a touchdown any day than run one, to be honest with you. But I can't. It's hard to, like, throw out a name that I can, you know, try to compare myself to. But I watch a lot of quarterbacks. You know, Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson. You know, a lot of the guys. You know, I would love to be in their position. So I watch what they do and, you know, try to pick up things and add to my game.
Here's Jalen Whitlow out of the shotgun. 2nd and 9. Fake handoff. Whitlow on a keep. Around the right side, 35. Breaks open 40. Jalen at the 50. In a foot race at the 40. He may go. Whitlow at the 20. At the 10. He's in. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois.
Just all around game. You know, if I feel like if I get better, you know, at everything, you know, that I can do, the team will be better, you know, and the offense will be better. And we can, you know, try to put up more points. So just pretty much everything, really. You know, it's always fun, you know, winning games. And, you know, I mean, I appreciate the, you know, the weekly award or whatever, the newcomer awards I had, you know, but you know, if you can throw those awards out the window, I'd rather win every game, you know, instead of, you know, winning an award. So, you know, that's all fine and dandy, but, you know, I'm all about, you know, the W at the end of the day.
Reporting for Panther Sports Talk, I'm Brad Kupiak.
And a handoff to Cobb. Hit hard and dropped behind the line. Robert Haynes came bursting through the right side of the Minnesota offensive line, and he rocked Cobb's world. Here's Leitner, back to pass. Sets up, throws over the middle, short pass, knocked away and nearly intercepted. Making the play for Eastern was Adam Gristick over the middle on a short pass intended for Logan Hutton. It'll be 4th down. Good defensive play by Gristick.
A new head coach and a new defensive system mean new positions for EIU senior linebackers Adam Gristick and Robert Haynes, but they both say they're fine with the changes, and they're making a major impact in their final year.
It's a big difference as far as the mindset of the two coaches, like you just said. But I like the new coaches a lot. Of course, I'm a defensive guy, so I don't mind the change at all. But I have nothing bad to say about Coach Babers. I love playing under him. We had some good times, but I love where I'm at right now. I love the coaches I'm playing for.
It's weird that you come to a place and you see 3 different head coaches, but I knew coming here that Coach Boo, he was down to his later years, so I figured I'd get another coach, but I never figured I'd get 3.
As a staff, you're trying to fit your scheme to your personnel, and that's what we had to do. Our personnel, to get the best 11 on the field, our scheme is allowing that now, and that's what worked. We got 3 linebackers on the field, and they're all very different positions, doing very different things, working for the skills that each one of those guys have, and we hone in on that.
I've never heard of the Wolf before. I've only heard of middle linebacker Sam and Will, so when they brought in the system, and I was playing Mike at the spring, and then some stuff happened. We had to move it around to get the best players on the field. It was a challenge at the beginning because I always wanted to rush upfield. It was a defensive end. It's basically a defensive end hybrid linebacker position. So I wanted to rush upfield all the time and get the quarterback. When you can't do that, you have to be disciplined. So it was a major change from middle to going to Wolf, but I like the position I'm in. It's a lot more blitzing, a lot more opportunities to make plays behind the backfields.
I think the defense we play, I mean, because we were all recruited into a 4-3 defense, so the 4-2-5 is a little different. So we're kind of all a little out of position, but you know, we made it work, and I think for me, I like where I'm at, and I know he like where he's at too.
In the summertime, that the fact that we were allowed, NCAA allowed us to meet with those guys more, I mean, that was a tremendous advantage for us because of how much we really put on them. I promise you, there's not another linebacker core in the country at any level that has as much on them as these guys do. They have a full plate of football to learn, and they do a really good job. They can tell you what's going on behind them. They can tell you what's going on in front of them.
While the linebacking core is solid top to bottom, linebackers coach Michael Hodges said Gristick and Haynes are leaders on and off the field.
Well, they're different. They're very different types of leaders. You know, one of them, Rob is a little bit quieter, lead by example. Grizz will also lead by example, but he'll also speak up. He'll be sooner to speak up. Now, Rob, when he does speak, I promise you, the room gets quiet. Nobody wants to talk back when Rob's talking. And so those two guys kind of play off of each other because they're very different. But as far as guys looking up to them, they've set a standard and they've set this bar so high that it's made it easy and makes us really feel good about where we're going because the bar is set so high. We don't have to deal with those guys with anything besides, hey, look, in this scheme, this is what you're doing. Okay, if there's something going on off the field, I need you to go handle it. They go handle it, so I don't have to. So they've really, it's their team. When I showed up here and I told them, I got in the linebacker room, I said, look, it's your identity. Whatever you guys want, we'll roll with. I don't want to have to run this room. I want to teach and let you guys play. Adam, his best thing is his intangibles. He's a leader. I mean, he absolutely, if there's somebody going to snap somebody in line, it's him, and he does a great job of that. But as far as his athletic ability, that's not how he's good. It's not. It's his studying. It's his focus on what's going to happen and his preparation for each week.
I like to say I play hard. I think that's one of my best assets. I'm not the best athlete, but I know that every time I go on the field, I'm going to be giving 100% and I'm going to play my tail off.
I try to be physical on all plays. Sometimes it hurts me trying to be physical, but I try to bring that mentality of bringing the punch to someone else, being that physical presence out there on the field. And I like my quickness too. I think I'm pretty quick for my size.
It's awesome, man. Playing next to a kid like that is, you don't want anyone else next to you because I know he's going to be playing just as hard as me, and there ain't nobody more physical than him out there, so it's great.
It's been fun. Me and Grizz, I can say a lot about Gristick. The one thing I can say is he's a fighter. He's not the most talented guy. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the biggest guy. But if I had to take someone out there to play with me each and every game, I would pick him first.
When Babers came in, he really changed his program around, and we'd like to leave as seniors on. We'd like to see you keep this program going, just keep going to the top and keep winning conference championships, and hopefully one day win a national championship.
Like, it's a tremendous help having him and also Kamu out there. Both of them are smart. Both of them know the scheme.
Kamu is one of the best athletes I've seen play linebacker here for a while. Seth McDonald is a young kid behind me who's a lot of potential, who's a walk-on here, earned a scholarship. And I think he could be a great player one day when here. And there's a lot of young kids that are going to be you're going to see them making an impact next year.
Reporting for Panther Sports Talk, I'm Brad Kupiak. From Charleston High School,
Double wide outs to the left, single wide out to the right. Back goes Everett, looks to his left, throws, and the pass is caught, and it's Drake, and Drake's heading for the end zone, and he is brought down very close to the end zone, and he's over for the score. Adam Drake.
To Eastern Illinois University.
Could be the last play. He's going to fire it high and deep into the end zone for Adam Drake. And he got it. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois. On the last play of the game, Drake made a terrific catch in the back of the end zone for a 32-yard touchdown pass.
I tell you, I've been watching Adam Drake make catches like that for quite some time, seeing him play at Charleston High School, and he never ceases to amaze me.
Adam Drake has been catching passes on a football field in Charleston for nearly a decade, and he says the last 9 seasons have been just like a dream.
That's how I feel all the time, honestly. I'm always constantly feel like I'm pinching myself, like, is this really happening? But it is, and sometimes I gotta tell myself, like, it is happening, you know, I gotta be confident in myself and that I can do these things every week, because sometimes I feel like it is a dream, but I'm just lucky enough to have this opportunity.
Adam was a two-sport athlete, played tennis, did very well, played every facet of football here at Charleston High School, special teams, offense and defensively, and he was a gifted athlete, great body control, excellent hands, and a hard worker. I knew that if he got the opportunity to play at the next level, with his work ethic and dedication, that he would be a star. And we got to see that a little bit of that as when he was a freshman. Didn't play a whole lot as a sophomore, and then had that breakout career for most people as a junior, and then picked right up this year.
Isn't how I thought it was going to happen. It's just lucky enough to happen that way. You know, it's been awesome to be able to play for my hometown and continue that on to Eastern.
It's pretty special, not only to perform at the level he did at Charleston High School, but to go to a college right here in the hometown and let his talent shine is pretty special. And you see that in the tailgate area with the family and friends who know Adam's a great kid, and the love and the support there from his family. We're fortunate. We're fortunate as a community that he stayed here. EIU's very fortunate they got this young man, and it's just a win-win situation all around.
Despite playing under 3 different head coaches in his college career, Drake has kept his eyes on the prize and kept working hard, just like he did at CHS.
Unselfish, certainly, and his work ethic is second to none, and he's a humble kid. And I think that goes back to his upbringing, working with the family and the construction crew. He never had anything handed to him. He worked very hard for everything he got.
Yeah, that period where I was kind of lost myself, I guess, it really pushed me. You know, I think I needed that to get me to the next level where I am now. It made me better as a player, and it really pushed me, you know, being second and third position, to push myself harder and get better.
A lot of kids use him as a role model, and it's great to see him not only perform well here at EIU at home, but to see how his statistics rank nationally, and the hard work that pays off for what he's done. And we can't say enough great things about Adam and the success he's having.
Out of the shotgun, Whitlow back to pass. They're blitzing him. He steps up, throws it over the middle. Wide open Drake at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I watched Adam Drake play a year ago, and I watch him play this year. And he's a heck of a receiver. Wherever you throw it, he makes the catch. He's tough. He's smart. He runs good. He does exactly what you ask him to do. He's been just somebody that I didn't really know that he would be able to play that well.
It's not much you can improve on. He's a guy that's, going to do what you ask him to do. He's a great route runner. He has great ball skills. And I know whenever we call a pass and it's going his direction, he's going to come up with the play. And he's shown it on film that he can make some of the toughest catches that some other kids, not only on this team, but places I've been, won't come up with those catches. So he's probably got the best ball skills of any guys I've coached in my 15-plus years coaching receivers. To me, it doesn't matter who's covering. I think he got the attitude where if it's single coverage, if it's double cover, I'm going to get open. And we as an offensive staff with Coach Steven feel like that regardless who's guarding him or what covers him, he's going to find a way to get open and make a play for us.
So what does the future hold for this standout pass catcher?
Yes, I think he got a chance. He just got to get with the right team. And I think the thing that he need to work on is his speed. So many scouts and us as a college coach, one of the things we look in is the speed, how fast the receivers are. But I think he got all the other intangibles as far as ball skills, routes running. Only thing that he really need to work on is his speed, which, Jerry Rice was a 4.6, 4.7 kid. But, you never know. It really depends on who he end up going to. if we get that opportunity to go to the next level.
If I have an opportunity to go to the next level, I'm definitely going to pursue that and work as hard as I can to do that. And if it doesn't happen, you know, I'm thinking about going to PA school, so I'll probably be here at Eastern for another year, taking anatomy and some of those classes I'll need for that, if that's the case.
He has great protection, throws it deep up the right side for Drake. He's got it! A great catch at the 35-yard line. A jump ball out there between Drake and DeMontre Wade, and Adam Drake brought it down.
Wade had great position. He couldn't have been in any better position than that to make a defensive play, but Drake just went up and took it away from him. And how did he do that? Well, he's Adam Drake. That's what he does.
Way better athlete than you would think.
Yeah, he's got the best hands I think I've seen in a long time.
Reporting for Panther Sports Talk, I'm Brad Kupiak.
Production for Panther Sports Talk is brought to you in part by the following supporters of WEIU.